Okay, Hashkafa, thank you. I have a short list of pre-submitted questions for the Rav. Bechlalius, I think the Rav covered many of the themes that are going to be expressed in the questions, but of course we could benefit from the pratim. The first question is as follows. Most of us understand that b'zeyas apechatech alechem, and by and large, most of us are destined to work for the duration of our lives. But there are many people that have mixed or somewhat negative feelings when they begin going to work or over the duration while they're working. What's a helpful and proper mindset for a Ben Torah to keep in mind when he goes to work?
Now you know why I gave the first part of the drosha. So the answer is, the right mindset is that that we're going to work is not a mistake, and it's not something that really everyone's supposed to be in yeshiva, but something happened that a few people fell out and they went into. That's not the way the world was built. The Bosh built the world b'kavona. He knew exactly what he was doing, and since the Chait of Adam Rishon, the Bosh said, "This is the way of the world." Chazal tell us that in every city there was Asara Batlonim. There was 10 people that the Kehillah supported that they should be able to learn. Today, Baruch Hashem, with this affluence that we have, we're able to have more than Asara Batlonim. But the world doesn't work only, and this is the L'chatchila, this is not the B'diavad. Number one. Number two, the Rebbeinu Shalom has a plan. There's a reason why the Rebbeinu Shalom wants it. And the reason is, one of the reasons, and a big reason is, Torah and mitzvahs was not meant to be something that's theoretical. If I learn in yeshiva, and I learn all about how you're supposed to, this is the Ch'mayin Tchum, Choshe Mishpat. Imagine there would be nobody would be working. Most of Choshe Mishpat wouldn't be Negeya. Why? For women is Negeya. There's no umdum. Nobody's doing any work. So why should you have to have halacha and hilchas umdum? So the answer is that the Torah is supposed to play itself out. Torah was meant to play itself out. The way it plays itself out is by Yidden going to work. And then Mekayim the mitzvahs HaTorah. And they bring Torah into fruition in a way that they show that the world works through Torah. If someone would not, I once heard this from my uncle. I know he once said he once read a Roman was in Eretz Yisrael, and he was sending old writings. He wrote back to the people in Rome. He said, "I found an interesting nation." He says they work only 6 days out of the 7 days of the week. Like, we're used to this. The world works. So you can work only 6 days. You know who taught the world this? We taught the world this. This that the world today has a concept that you cannot work all 7 days of the week is we taught the world. It's a meshugas. For a person who never had a Torah, why don't you work 7 days of the week? What is this? Well, what's Pshan 1 day? But what's the answer? Torah taught the world this. Torah taught the world that you could work 6 days and you could be Shabbos and you don't give a hoot. The business will gain an erdarein. You don't care. That means that you showed the world that Torah works. It's live. You showed the world what it means to keep Hilchas HaTorah in the world that we have. That, I think, is such a tremendous chus. You know, we have now war in Eretz Yisrael. So you have the generals. They're sitting over there in Tel Aviv, over there in a Kiryah someplace. They're saying all kinds of groise chochmas. Yeah. The bottom line is the war is won by the foot soldier that's there, Nebuch in the tunnel, metachas lakarke, and he's being moise nafshoy. It's very good to have a Torah that's in Besmedrash, but a Torah that can't play itself out in the tunnels. That's what Torah was meant to do. And that's being played out by people that are going and they're doing the right thing and they're keeping the mitzvahs and they're struggling to keep the mitzvahs. I think that that's a tremendous schus. A person should look at it as a schus. And I don't know. I don't know how you do it, I have to be honest. So how can I say to you, I'm impressed that people are able to do it. I don't know. I look at myself, I don't know how do you do this? I hear all the things that people have to do in an office, and I'm sitting in my room, I'm locked up. I don't have to deal with women, I don't have to deal with gnevis, I'm not going to steal from them. I'm sitting in my... It's a challenge, and I'm impressed, and we could be proud, and I think that we are proud that Yidden are going out there and they're doing this. Ashreichem. You should continue doing it. Keep winning the struggles because you're winning the battles for us.
A large part of a successful life and work experience comes down to work-life balance, and that means work life at home and work life in regards to integrating the Torah into every detail. So the next few questions are about the work-life balance. Question number one is, what is the correct amount of ishtadlus in both ways? Meaning, is there an amount that's considered lazy? You're falazaching on ishtadlus and you're not working hard enough? And is there an amount that's overdoing it? You're hustling too much. You don't have to be working that much to get the result you're chasing.
No. It's the $1 million question. You know that to these questions, there's no 100% answer. But the derech klal is like this. Whatever is today considered normal, that a person, in order for him to be mafanis, his family, that he should be able to live normally in this, is called ishtadlus. And you have to do it. And you can't say, I have betochen, but derech klal, that's just a teretz. Because if he had so much betochen, he would also be very relaxed at home. He wouldn't be nervous about the bills. He wouldn't be nervous about his wife spending. He says, Moedik, there's an open check from the Rebbeinu Shalom. It's good. So you can't have selective betochen. Someone who has real betochen is always calm. If his daughter just ripped her coat, he's relaxed. Doesn't care. The check is in the mail from the Rebbeinu Shalom. He's paying it. If someone crashed into his car, he's ruhig, he has to get a new car, he's fine. The answer is that very few people really have betochen without working on it, l'chol ha'poches, 20, 30 years. And the job is never to be perfect. It's a work in progress, betochen. So most people that look at, they say, I did too much ishtadlus, man, I'm staying home. But it's not true. So what do a person have to do? He has to do what's normal. Go look in the world, what's normal. When do you know you did too much? That I want to talk about in a minute, when you did too much. You did too much means when you stop living a life if you start living a life that's clearly not in tune what it means a Torah life, then you went over the status. That means, if you don't have time to daven, because every time you're running out of the minyan before Ashrei V'Letzin because you're late, you're doing too much status. If you can't shut your phone in the middle of davening because you may miss a phone call, and who knows what will happen, the world will turn over 3 times and you lose this dollar, you did too much status. If you can't shut off the phone when you go to learn in yeshiva and besmedrash because you may miss a text from someone and they'll have big tightness on you, la'olam vod, and maybe won't do business with you, you did too much status. If you can't talk to your wife without putting away the narish phone and focusing and talk to her and learn with your kids a little bit and give them a hug and say hello to them, then you did too much status. If you can't live a life that is a basic, normal Torah life, then you know you did too much status. Anything less than that, it's not mukhrach. I don't know yet. I don't know, but you have to ask the your situation. Is this too much? Is this too much? But that's the raya, and unfortunately, many of us already crossed that barrier. So that's too much ishtadlus. Too little ishtadlus. No. Two, that you have to do, that maybe you have to have more,
As a follow-up question, what happens when some of these important things that the Rav mentioned come into conflict with each other? For example, how does one balance being helpful at home and available for the children at bedtime, etc., and also have consistent start and working around the work schedule, which limits his availability?
The wives are groisem avinim on their husbands. The Welt says that there's three people that are not chassidim. The wife and the Gabe, who's the dritte? I gotta read the third one. Why? They know exactly who you are. Wives are big mavinim. If a husband has something by him, this is kodesh kedoshim. And if you have a normal marriage, okay, if a person has yotz maklal, he should talk to his moira derech. But a person who has a normal, healthy, normal marriage, if a person has a value, he learns Dorim not when there's a playoffs, then he's watching the game. Or if he has to go see, I don't know what's it called, I can't get it always right, the football, the Super Bowl. So if he has to do Super Bowl, then he's not available, then he goes to the Super Bowl. So then his wife says, listen here, so what's the teretz? Say that comes on my cheshbon, not on Super Bowl cheshbon. So okay, so I see already that by you it's just a shine. So I'm second class. No, so she gets balay, second class. Why are you not available? Well, I have to take care of the kids the whole day. They're crying and quetching. Where are you? But when a person, his wife knows, I'm ready to give up a lot of things. But this I'm not giving up. I have to learn. Then he figures it out. Aber, he has to be a shtickl besode. People that work till the last minute, they always come home late. The wife always, the supper, she has to balance between this to get the supper right for him. Then he comes home, he's nervous that the supper is not perfect. Then he's schreien because he didn't eat a whole day. Then nothing works. You have to be masode. If you have a time when you come home, so now you know when the shtadlus was too much. If when the time comes to come home, you're still working, now you're supposed to go home. Don't do a shtadlus now. Once in a while, there's a yoitzim and a klal. But there, klal, you're home, you get home at 6 o'clock, you'll be home, you're home at 6 o'clock. Then you have time to talk to your wife, there's time for this, and you have time to go learn also. That's my answer.
We all understand that Chazal's admonition of Ein Apitropos La'arayis rings as true in 2024 as it ever did.
More.
What are some gedarim, advice, personal experience from dealing with similar circumstances that the Rav could give us in regards to this hanhagas regarding this in the office?
The first thing is that everyone should subscribe to the email of the Eil. There's an email they send out. It's a very good organization. Find out about it. They send out emails every day, a halacha, and gdorim in the workplace. It's such a moiridige thing. Sign up to it, and you'll see proti as they go into they thought out all these things. To sit here and give all the things is not shaykh. But as a klal, any interaction with men and women in an office place has to be professional. Professional means, I call it PSS, polite, short, and sweet. What does it mean? Not emotional, not any way friendly, professional. Kovadik, professional, derecheretzdik. That's where it starts, that's where it ends. Of course, if you have a person as a saint, says good morning, like a mensch, says good morning. Menschlich, fine. Don't ask her where she went, don't ask her what she did. Not your business. Keep it professional. You send an email to a lady, professional. No emojis, no with thumbs up, one eye closed. What is this? You send a lady such a thing? Sugar. People are... It became so... I'll tell you a story happened to me. I had a Yid. He sent me a contract. I should look it over. Sure. So I looked it over, and Agav, there was Pashut grammatically, it was Pashut not correct. So I fixed it. Taught him some grammar. So he sends me back an email that says, I'm looking for a secretary. What's right? He doesn't think. These people don't think. It becomes automatic. A response that's off. People send emails that are off. They send things that are off because they're Pashut, they don't. He didn't mean bad. This became, I get from people. I'm going to say, I get emojis from people. They send me a thumbs up. Yeah, do you mind? I'm a little kid. You're dealing with a lady, send her with their cheretz, covered, as you would send a friend, a lady in the weiß was in Boiberik. Professional, respectful, always respectful, but they're covered, but bichlal no emotional connection. And if you're worried that they're going to most of them appreciate it. The ones that are healthy appreciate it. If you have one that complains too much, something's wrong in that house. And you're not there to replace it. Be professional, derech, and that's it.
Moving on to more of a halacha question. What is expected from Meiser, from a person who's working and needs his income to pay his regular monthly bills? Is there any reason, either for halacha or for hashkafa, like Aser b'shvil she'tisaser or Aser skula, to push himself, or what's his chiyuvim in this regard?
Only his potem and amaisris. He can't pay his own responsibilities. He's potem and amaiser. If he gives maiser and then he makes his wife's life difficult, and this kam mitzvah is doing aveir. If he has choivis and he doesn't pay it because he has to give maiser, it's a bal aveir. The guy who he owes money has to never pay his maiser. You owe somebody money, pay him money. You're going to create bills that you can't pay, and then you're going to say, I give maiser. Doesn't just come mitzvah, that's haver. If a person could push himself to live a little simpler and this, and not to splurge and find a way to give ma'aser, that's an exemplary life. That's where there's a mokum for every person to become a little better. But if he can't, and it makes the whole house becomes, he shouldn't give ma'aser. Are you going to tell me asif shil shetzasif? True. It's taka emes. He doesn't have asif shetzasif, but there's a lot of other mitzvahs. But a person should try as much as he can, and stam, it's a zach that we all need chizuk. We have a lifestyle today that's, I don't know, out of the sky. I say that one of the rayas that Torah's min hashamayim is Lakewood. Why? I said because the national average is that there's about 10% of the population makes $100,000 or more. I rise, Torah's min hashamayim, that Lakewood, now one person can make less than $100,000 and live. So it must be, I know there must be a Bundesland. I don't know how it works. But we have lifestyles that are out of the thing. But unfortunately, some of it is not always correctable. It's not one person. There's a family. There's a what. So it has to be done with seichel. But if we could, then we'll be able to be mekan, the mitzvahs will be ma'aser, and then we'll be asesh and b'shvush etzah. And I'll give you another zach. If you learn how to be mitzam to me money, it's also a school for becoming a oishim. I meet people that make $400,000 and they don't have any money. So he says, what do you mean? It's not enough money. Tell him, I don't know. I make a lot less than $400,000 and Baruch Hashem, I don't have any choivis. So what's the teretz? You have to live my lifestyle a little bit. Which I do. I can't change the world. They say, Rob, you could be a vep. I can't be. So, there's definitely social pressures, there's problems. I don't know if I have all the solutions, but if we could do a little better, we could be able to give mice. We should try.
A delicate situation that could arise. If somebody works as a bookkeeper and sees that his boss is doing things that are not yashrus with investors' money, What is his achrayus? What's his responsibility? Keeping in mind that opening his mouth may cost him his job.
Unfortunately, I get these questions. Happens. But that klal, if the boss can't perform these things without him, and he needs him to help him to perform it, otherwise he wouldn't be able to do it, he has to quit his job. There's no choice. Usually the boss can't govern an owner. That's b'derech klal. He doesn't need his help dafke to be able to steal. Then it goes into the shilas of Messiah, and Amol this tzirufa. He should ask, definitely a Rav. He should be in contact with someone who can help him out and guide him. But one thing I can tell you, he should start now looking for a new job. Why? Because if he's stealing from someone else, he's eventually going to steal from him. What's good for Yannick is good for him. I tell everyone, when a guy steals from one person, he's going to steal one day from everybody. If you steal from Goyim, it's a shaila of 3 months. 3 months later, he's stealing from Yidden. Doesn't work like that. People are consistent. They work the same way. If a person is not ehrlich, start looking for a new job. But if you want to know if you have to quit your job that day, okay, that you have to ask a Rav on the situation according to what the shaylas are in halacha. But it's definitely, if you know that somebody is doing it and there's a way to help to stop it, you should reach out to a Rav to see if there's a way, maybe somehow can help to stop it. Not so easy.
Another Chaim Mishpah question that I believe maybe even the Rav addressed relatively recently. Is there anything wrong with asking a vendor for a kickback? And can you ask a vendor to charge more in order to receive a bigger kickback?
I know they quoted me wrong, I think.
So we have a chance to set the record straight.
So let's well, this story is pashut. If someone works as a buyer and he gets a kickback, he's a geherig ganef. I mean, there's no, because if he could get a kickback, it means he could still get it. He could have gotten it cheaper for the balabos. What does that mean? Why is he getting a kickback? That's the guy's taking it off. So that means that he could have still got 10% discount. So why didn't you do your job? So he's like, not the guy. He asked the guy to move up the price. Then every dollar that he took from the guy for his job, he should return. It's Tam Aganif. He works for the guy. The shayla that I was talking about was not this shayla. And that shayla also didn't say what he was saying. He said, if someone is a person, they were talking about decorators or take from clients. They were saying it's Gnevis Das, they were saying it's all these Isurim. I said, those Isurim, it's not. But the issue that there is that if you pay from somebody to do a job for them, and you're doing things that are not in their best interest, then you have no right to take pay. You're not allowed to take pay. Now, it happens to be all this stuff is illegal. You go to jail for this. This is, you have fiduciary responsibilities. If you get paid to work for somebody, you're not allowed to do any of these things. Lied again. Just happened now to me. A Yid comes to me and he tells me, the guy's calling him up that he's working for school, he's supposed to find them the best vendors, so he's telling the guy that he should give him money. So he says, I should give you money. Why should I give you money? He says, because if not, I'm going to go with the other guy. I mean, the other guy's taking money. So obviously the school's paying him special to go find. So what's he doing? He's picking whoever's going to pay him the most. This is outright thievery. This and that. It's not even a mokum to ask a shayla bet. No, when you get they give you a matonel and this and that. That's normal. Everyone knows you're going to get. If you get a ticket, a game, they give you a bottle of wine. This is stuff that, yeah, okay, you can take, but if they're giving you money straight out, there's no shayla. It's pashut that it's us.
Okay, this was the last question on the list, so with this we conclude. I want to thank everyone for coming out and thank the Rav for his time and his wisdom. And I think there was a phone number on the original poster if people want to submit questions for the future. Hashkafa, good night.
Zayit matzliach, shkoyach.